What if I told you the bread you've been eating for years could be silently aging your body, raising your blood sugar, and even shortening your life? I know that sounds extreme, but this isn't just a scare tactic. A massive Harvard study that followed over 93,000 adults for 20 years found something shocking. Those who made the right bread choices lived up to 7.2 years longer and had a 43% lower risk of heart disease. That's not a small number, and if you're over 60, this is a wake-up call. Because here's the truth. Your metabolism slows down, digestion becomes more sensitive, and what once seemed harmless can now make a huge impact on your energy, sleep, joints, and memory. But the good news? Making one small change today could mean more strength, better balance, and less pain tomorrow. In this video, I'll show you the 4 breads that support longevity and the 4 you must avoid if you want to stay active, clear-minded, and independent as you age. And here's the best part. Bread number 1 is likely already in your freezer, so stay with me. And before we dive in, tell me, what's your go-to bread right now? Let's see how it ranks. Part 1. The 4 best breads after 60. Number 4. Sprouted grain bread. Let me share something that completely changed the way I look at bread, and it might do the same for you. It's called sprouted grain bread. And if you're over 60, this could be one of the smartest changes you make to your daily meals. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Bread is bread, right? But sprouted bread is different. It's made from whole grains that have begun to sprout, unlocking nutrients that are often hidden in regular flour. And here's the science. A UCLA study involving 500 seniors showed that just 8 weeks of eating sprouted grain bread led to less bloating, reduced gas, and better digestion in 73% of participants. That's no small number. Why does it work so well? Because sprouting actually breaks down hard-to-digest starches and proteins. It also slashes phytic acid by up to 81%, which means your body can now absorb magnesium, iron, and zinc, nutrients most seniors are already lacking. Even more impressive, it has a glycemic index of just 36, making it far better for blood sugar than white or even whole wheat bread. One study even found that 2 slices a day helped improve memory scores in older adults by 31%. Think about that. Bread helping your brain. And get this, it also boosts vitamin C by 600% and B vitamins by 300%. I always tell my viewers, if a food helps your gut, your heart, and your brain, it deserves a spot on your plate. Personally, I love the Ezekiel brand. I keep it in the freezer and just toast a slice or 2 in the morning with almond butter. Simple, satisfying, and powerful. Have you ever tried sprouted grain bread? If so, I'd love to know. Did you notice any changes in how you felt after switching? Leave a comment and share your story. You never know who you might help by opening up. Remember, food can be medicine. And in this case, it might just start with the bread sitting quietly in your freezer. Number 3. Authentic sourdough. Here's a surprising truth. One of the most powerful gut-friendly foods you can eat is a bread that's actually alive. It's called authentic sourdough, and if you've never tried the real thing, you might be missing out on a daily dose of natural healing, especially for your gut, your blood sugar, and even your mood. Unlike regular bread, sourdough is made from just 3 ingredients. Flour, water, and a natural wild yeast starter. It goes through a long, slow fermentation, and that process changes everything. According to a University of Toronto study, seniors who switched to sourdough reported improved digestion, less bloating, and better bathroom regularity. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sourdough also feeds your gut with prebiotics, helping your good gut bacteria thrive. And we now know gut health isn't just about digestion. It impacts your immunity, energy, and even mental clarity. In that same study, seniors eating real sourdough also reported steadier moods and fewer energy crashes throughout the day. That's because sourdough lowers post-meal blood sugar spikes by 45%, far better than white or even whole wheat bread. Plus, the natural fermentation reduces gluten and phytic acid, making it easier for aging stomachs to process. For me, sourdough is a morning ritual. I toast it, top it with avocado and a soft-boiled egg, and it keeps me energized until lunch without the crash. But a word of caution, not all sourdough is created equal. Look for loaves made with whole grains and a true starter. If it says sourdough flavor or uses commercial yeast, skip it. The real stuff will have a dark, crispy crust, a slightly tangy smell, and an open, chewy inside. So here's my question for you. How do you like your sourdough? With soup? With eggs? Or just warm with a bit of butter? Leave a comment and tell us your favorite way to enjoy it. You might just inspire someone else to give it a try. Remember, the best breads don't just fill you up, they fuel you. One slice at a time. Number 2. Rye bread. Now here's a bread that might surprise you. Rye bread. Not the soft, sweet version you find in the bakery aisle, but real, dense, whole-grain rye. This bread is a quiet powerhouse, especially for anyone over 60 who's watching their blood sugar or cholesterol. You see, rye contains a special fiber called arabinoxalan, and studies show it works like nature's own statin, without the side effects. In a clinical trial from Finland, seniors who ate just 2 slices of whole rye bread daily saw a 16% drop in LDL cholesterol, the bad kind. Even better, their insulin levels dropped by 22%, which means their bodies became more efficient at managing blood sugar. And if you've ever felt sluggish or foggy after eating white bread, here's why rye feels different. It digests slowly, releasing energy over time. That helps fight inflammation, curb cravings, and keep you feeling full and focused. Personally, rye is one of my go-to choices for lunch. I love it toasted with a slice of smoked salmon or paired with turkey and a little mustard. It's hearty, satisfying, and it doesn't spike my blood sugar. But here's something important. Not all rye breads are created equal. If it looks pale, fluffy, or the first ingredient isn't whole-grain rye, it's probably just dyed white bread. Go for the dark, dense loaves with visible grains. That's where the power lies. And I'm curious, have you ever tried real rye bread? Did you notice a difference in how you felt afterward? More energy? Less bloating? Let us know in the comments. Your story could be the spark that helps someone else take control of their health. And if this video gave you something new to think about, go ahead and hit that like button. It lets us know these conversations matter. Remember, every meal is a chance to heal, and a simple slice of rye could be your secret weapon. Number 1. 100% whole grain seeded bread. Now, let me introduce you to what I believe is the ultimate longevity bread for anyone over 60. 100% whole grain seeded bread. This isn't just another slice of toast. It's a nutritional powerhouse backed by some of the most compelling research I've ever seen. A massive 15-year study by the Copenhagen Heart Research Center tracked over 18,000 seniors. The results? Those who ate whole grain seeded bread every day lived an average of 4.7 years longer. But that's not all. They also had a 47% lower risk of dying from any cause. That's nearly half. So what makes this bread so powerful? A combination of whole grains and real seeds like chia, flax, and pumpkin. Together they fight inflammation, feed your brain and heart with key nutrients like magnesium, selenium, and B6, and support your gut health and immune system. In other words, it's like a natural multivitamin you can eat with breakfast. Personally, I start my day with a slice of this toasted, topped with almond butter and a sprinkle of cinnamon. It keeps me full, steady, and energized well into the afternoon. But here's the key. Don't be fooled by clever marketing. The label should clearly say 100% whole grain and list real seeds high in the ingredients list. Avoid multigrain or wheat breads. They're often just white bread in disguise. Let me ask you, have you ever tried a seeded whole grain bread you truly loved? Something that made you feel nourished, not just full? If so, share it with us in the comments. Someone else might discover their new favorite loaf because of you. And if this video inspired you to rethink your daily bread, give it a like and subscribe. We're building a community where aging means getting stronger, not weaker. Remember, one slice can nourish your body, calm your inflammation, and even add years to your life. Sometimes, the secret to longevity is right there on your plate. Part 2. The 4 worst breads for seniors. Number 4. White bread. Let's talk about something many of us grew up loving. White bread. It's soft, it's familiar, and it probably brings back memories of peanut butter sandwiches or morning toast with jam. But here's the truth that's hard to swallow. White bread is one of the worst foods for your health after 60. Why? Because it's been stripped of almost everything your body actually needs. No fiber, no essential nutrients, just refined starch that turns into sugar the moment it hits your digestive system. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Nutritional Science tracked seniors who ate white bread daily. The results were alarming. A 46% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes, and even worse, a 33% faster rate of memory decline. That's not just about weight gain. That's about your brain, your energy, your ability to live well. White bread causes sharp blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes that leave you drained and irritable. It feeds inflammation, which we now know is the root of many chronic conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's. I get it. White bread is comforting. It's soft. It reminds you of simpler times. But today, your body needs more than comfort. It needs nourishment. The good news? You don't have to give up softness or flavor. Look for soft 100% whole grain bread or a gentle sourdough made from real starter. They digest slower, keep your blood sugar steady, and support your gut and brain. Personally, I switched to sprouted sourdough 2 years ago, and I can honestly say, no more bloating, and my energy stays even all day. Let me ask you, and be honest, do you still keep white bread in your kitchen? Is it habit, or is it something you truly enjoy? Because sometimes, all it takes is one small swap to change the course of your health. If this part of the video gave you something to think about, give it a thumbs up, and maybe share it with someone who still lives on sandwiches. We're building a community where small steps lead to big change. And white bread? It might be the softest food with the hardest impact. Number 3, sweetbreads and pastries. Now let's talk about those tempting treats that whisper to us from the bakery aisle. Cinnamon rolls, danishes, glazed buns, sweet muffins. They look innocent. They smell like comfort. But here's the truth most of us don't want to hear. Sweetbreads and pastries are sugar bombs that silently age you from the inside out. A powerful 2023 review published in The Lancet found that seniors who consumed sweet pastries 4 or more times a week had a 44% higher risk of metabolic syndrome. That's the dangerous combination of high blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess belly fat, and abnormal cholesterol. But it doesn't stop there. The same study revealed that these sugary breads were linked to increased joint pain, faster skin aging, and unpredictable mood swings. Why? Because refined sugar triggers inflammation. It disrupts your hormones. It floods your bloodstream, spikes insulin, and then leaves you crashing just hours later. And over time, it wears down your joints, your memory, your skin, and your energy. I used to love a warm cinnamon roll with coffee in the morning. It felt like a reward. But I noticed the crash, the sluggishness, the stiffness, the cravings returning again by lunch. So I made a swap. Now, when I want something sweet, I go for whole grain toast with almond butter and a drizzle of honey, or a homemade oat bar with mashed banana and cinnamon. It still feels like a treat, but my body thanks me afterward. And here's something I'd love to ask you. What's your biggest sugar temptation? Is it that muffin with your tea, or a pastry after dinner? Let's talk honestly in the comments. You're not alone, and no one's judging. We're here to support each other. Aging doesn't mean giving up pleasure. It means choosing the kind of pleasure that loves you back. If this video is helping you see your habits more clearly, give it a like and share it with someone who might still think danishes are harmless. The sweetest moments in life aren't found in sugar. They're found in feeling strong, clear, and truly alive. Every single day. Number 2. Potato bread. Let's talk about a bread that sounds like comfort food but can quietly wreck your blood sugar. Potato bread. It has a wholesome ring to it, doesn't it? The name alone makes you imagine something hearty, homemade, even nourishing. But here's what many seniors don't realize. Most potato bread isn't what it seems. Behind that golden fluffy texture, it's often loaded with white flour, added sugar, refined potato starch, and oils. That's not a health food, that's a starch bomb disguised as something nutritious. And it gets worse. A 2021 clinical study published in Nutrients tracked seniors who ate potato bread 3 times a week. After just 6 weeks, they showed a 37% higher risk of developing insulin resistance, a silent shift that often leads directly to type 2 diabetes. Why does this happen? It's simple. Potato starch breaks down quickly into glucose, just like white sugar. Combine that with processed flour and oils, and you're left with a bread that spikes your blood sugar, drains your energy, and feeds long-term inflammation. I used to grab potato bread thinking it was a better choice. It toasted well, it was soft, But every time I ate it, I felt bloated, tired, and even hungrier later. So I made a switch, and it made all the difference. Now, I enjoy whole wheat toast with real roasted potato slices and a drizzle of olive oil. It gives me the comfort of that flavor I once loved, but with stable energy and none of the crash. So here's my question to you. Have you ever bought something that sounded healthy, only to find it hurt more than helped? It's a common experience, and one we can all learn from. Drop your stories in the comments. You might just help someone else avoid the same mistake. And if this video opened your eyes, give it a like or share it with someone who still thinks potato bread is a healthy choice. Remember, what we eat after 60 shapes how we feel after 70. The right choices today are the gift we give our future selves. Number 1. Gluten-free white bread, made with starches. Let's clear up one of the most dangerous health myths in the bread aisle. Just because something is labeled gluten-free doesn't mean it's healthy. In fact, many gluten-free white breads are worse than regular bread, especially for seniors. You see, these breads are often made from refined starches like rice flour, tapioca, or potato starch. They may sound gentle or light, but the truth is, they're stripped of nutrients, loaded with empty carbs, and they digest fast, too fast. A 2022 clinical review published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that gluten-free breads made with these starches led to 54% higher blood sugar spikes and a 21% increase in LDL cholesterol among older adults. That means more inflammation, more joint pain, and yes, more trouble sleeping. I remember a friend of mine who switched to gluten-free white bread thinking it would help her arthritis and digestion. But within weeks, she noticed more bloating, more fatigue, and worse blood sugar levels. Why? Because she unknowingly traded gluten for blood sugar bombs. These breads often have less fiber, fewer vitamins, and zero healthy grains. They offer none of the slow-burning energy or gut support we truly need after 60. Now, don't get me wrong. If you genuinely need to avoid gluten, there are better options. Look for breads made from brown rice flour, quinoa, millet, or buckwheat. These ancient grains offer real nutrition, more fiber, and natural antioxidants. And here's my tip: always read the label. If the first few ingredients sound like science experiments or you don't recognize them at all, it's best to put it back. You deserve better. So let me ask you, have you ever bought gluten-free bread thinking it was a healthy choice, only to feel worse afterward? Let's talk about it in the comments. Your story could help someone else avoid the same mistake. And if this video opened your eyes, please share it with a friend who might still be falling for that gluten-free trap. Because at the end of the day, healthy bread is about what's inside, not what's left out. You've made it to the end, and that already says a lot about how much you care for your health. Now, you're not just choosing bread based on taste or habit, but with real science and intention. Remember, the right kind of bread, like sprouted grain, whole rye, or seeded sourdough, can actually nourish your body, support your brain, and even extend your life. On the other hand, processed white breads and sugary pastries, they silently rob you of energy, digestion, and long-term well-being. So here's the simple rule to remember. Choose breads that are alive, rich in fiber, and made from real grains. Your gut, heart, and mind will thank you for it. Now I'd love to know, what kind of bread is sitting in your kitchen right now? And which of today's options are you excited to try first? Let me know in the comments. Your story could inspire someone else. If you found this video helpful, please tap that like button, share it with someone you love, and make sure to subscribe for more weekly videos made just for your health journey after 60. Take care, and toast to a healthier you. One slice at a time.